VIP Kid World. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a new video on props, the essentials. So I'm going to be talking about my top 5 props and then 5 more props that are maybe not as essential but very handy to have. Maybe 6, we shall see. Okay, so if you are just starting out with VIPKid, this would be a great video for you. If you are interested in VIPKid, this is a great video for you. And if you are a VIPKid teacher and is maybe trying to downsize, this is a great video for you. So please hit the subscribe button and use my referral link. If you are trying to or thinking of joining VIPKid, I can help you through the hiring process and coach you and help you get hired. So I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, so let's get started right away with the first most important one that I find you need is a whiteboard. And I think everyone would agree. We need a whiteboard when we're teaching because we can do anything with a whiteboard. We can write words, letters, numbers. We can draw. If we don't have a sun, we can just draw a sun, right? So having a whiteboard is my number one thing because with all the other props out there, this is the one thing that is the most versatile. So like I just mentioned, if I don't have a dog, maybe I'm not very good at drawing a dog, but I can get the point across. So have your whiteboard when you're teaching for VIPKid. Okay, number 2 is have at least your 3 main characters. And I say this because these 3 characters are in every lesson. So you are going to be referring to or talking about or using Meg, Mike, or Dino in every lesson. Now I printed these out, I laminated them, and then I just put them on a stick so I can just show, or I can talk to Dino if I want to. And they are also great for when you need a boy and a girl, he, she, it as well. So instead of having another flashcard showing a boy and a girl, you have them right here, right? And then it, when we talk about it sleeps, it wants, the S, you have Dino for it. I know sometimes we use him as he as well, so that's up to you how you want to use him on that day. But have your 3 main characters, okay? That was number 2. Number 3, this is also one of my most favorite props, is an apple, okay? So these apples, I hope I'm not saying okay too often, this apple can do so many things, okay? I just did it again. I can talk about the shape of the apple, the color of the apple. I can talk about eating, tasting an apple. There is a unit on your 5 senses, so we can talk about smelling an apple. Can I hear an apple? We can talk about liking something. What do you like? I like apples. I want an apple. You're going to have those verbs that you have to teach. So every time I need to like something, have something, want something, bring something, I use my apple. I bring my apple with me everywhere. So you have so many ways that you can use an apple. So that is the reason why I think this is my top 3 prop, because I use it all the time. Maybe not every lesson, but every day. I teach every day, and for sure this apple will come out because it just does the trick for so many things. And when we are trying to use not, I use an apple, right? Like can an apple run? No, an apple cannot run, right? So all the time, this apple comes out all the time. Number 4, a ball. Also something that comes out often when I teach, because we have a unit on movement and we're talking about rolling, we're talking about bouncing. We can use it for the shape, we can use it for the colors, we can use it when we're talking about sports. What sport do you play? And you might not have any other props for sports, but at least you have this one. So you can ask, do you like basketball or do you play basketball? And if they say no, know, okay, well then what sport do you play? So you might not have that other prompt, but you had this one to start with to get them engaged maybe as well. You can throw it around a little bit, get their attention back to you. A ball is very helpful. And for those who are basketball fans, look at my basketball. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the Raptors. It's a very old logo and they won this year. What? I hope I didn't lose any subscribers. I'm sorry. We're just so happy. Okay, so that was number 4. Finally, number 5. I just got mine last week. I have Meg, but what I'm wanting to say is you need a puppet. A puppet, very useful because especially for the lower level students, you're going to be having conversations and sometimes they don't understand that they need to answer rather than repeat the question that you just asked, because you might say, what is your name? And they just repeat, what is your name? So you can have this conversation with Meg and she will answer, and hopefully the student catches on, I need to do what Meg does, right? I need to answer. And then in the other video that I made, I talked a little bit about choosing your puppet, because there are some puppets where the mouth moves, so there's more conversation there rather than with Meg. She can't talk, right? But I can still, pretend to make her talk. But she can hold things, right? So if I want her to bring an apple or to give me an apple, then I have hands for her and I can use them. So, and I think Teacher Michael does a great video on how to use your puppet. You might want to check that out. Okay. So those are my top 5. If you have those 5, you are set. You're good to go. You can teach. Now, if you are just starting out, start with those 5. If you have those 5, you're ready to go. You will be able to use those props as you're teaching, and then you can add and see what things would you like to have on hand. And if you are trying to downsize, well, keep those 5 things and maybe start getting rid of other things. I do have 5 more things that I use, 5 more props that are very important to me, because I do take them a lot, but if you really wanted to, you could just use your whiteboard for it. I like them because they're easy. I have them out all the time so that I can just grab and teach. My number 6 would be letters, right? So we do talk about the letter A and B and C, or the sounds that they make. And so I have my flashcards here. Again, you could just write this on your whiteboard, but it might be a little time consuming if you're doing several letters. I have ones that I made myself, big and small, A, but then I also bought some, and I like them because I can use the picture on there. Now, sometimes the picture doesn't work. If I want them to make the long A sound, I'm not going to use apple. That makes a short A sound. So that's why I jump between these 2. Sometimes just this, sometimes just those. Okay, next, numbers. Numbers, once again, you can just use your whiteboard, or you can have flashcards with the number, the word, or the number itself. I decided to make this color, the numbers up to 10, I can do it. Then my yellow up to 20, and then the next ones are by 10, so 30, 40, 50, and we finish with 100. And yeah, it's pretty beat up because I use it a lot. Have some numbers on hand there are several lessons that you are going to be referring to numbers. Okay, where am I at? Number 8, I use the weather a lot. So I have different types of weather when we're talking about, lightning, or it's cloudy, because I will ask them, there is a unit on weather, but then I will also ask them, if I see they have their coat on, I will ask, is it cold? Is it snowing outside? Is it windy? It's rainy here. And I will ask for the lower level students, is it sunny in China? I mean, I know that doesn't make sense because China's so huge, but for them, China is where they live. My higher level students, I will ask them where do they live if I don't already know. I ask them about the weather there, you know, and we'll compare. I have snow, I live in Canada. Do you have snow because you live in the north of China or the south of China? So those are fun, and I obviously have I think I showed you, yes, the words written at the back. We have two more, I can count. Emotions. I use these a lot. Now you can use your face for emotions, but I like to point to them and I like to show the word. And so I take these out a lot. I made them myself, but you can just buy them, I'm sure, at the dollar store. There must be emojis that you can just buy and use. But I use these because when I ask how are you, sometimes I can tell they're not doing that great, or sometimes they look sleepy, so I will point to them, or I ask them, are you sick? You know, like, are you sick? And I'll show them, and then they can agree with me or not if they don't already know that word. So emotions I do grab quite often. And finally, my scenes. I have scenes from Melissa and Doug. So it's these ones. Now they are stickers, but not with glue. You can reuse them, you can move them around. Some teachers, I think, like to use them even for rewards. I like to make a scene and keep it so that I can just grab that scene. We have a unit on the neighborhood. So we will be talking about the restaurant, and then I can just point to what I want to show them. We have a unit on, or just animals. Animals always come up. So we talk about the animals that they see. There is a unit on mammals and reptiles and all the different kinds of animals. And we might, you know, talk about hooves. Does a horse have hooves? Yes, it does. What other animal has hooves? And I just, you know, prop this up and they can see that other animals have hooves as well. And then we talk about that. So these are a lot of fun. We talk about wild animals and farm animals and then ocean animals. So these are all Melissa and Doug if you are interested. And that is it. I do have another bonus. So it's 5 bonuses and then one more. And that is this. Okay, so it is a see-through folder. And so what I do is that I write on a piece of paper my template. I could print it, but I decided to write it. And then I can write on my folder and they can see it. So if we're talking about he, she, it, which we always talk about, I can just write wants, he wants. And if I need another one, if I need another template, well, I just switch it out and now I am running. And I just write run, right? So this has been super, super, super helpful. I cannot say that I have found another one like this. But if ever you see a folder that is see-through, use it. Not one with holes, the one that you can easily just open, take out, and switch. That would be very, very helpful. Because this too I use every day. Okay, I promise that was it. That was my extra bonus on top of all my bonuses. So if this has helped you, please click like, please subscribe. I will have more videos. I will be helping you more with different topics. And if you have questions, comment, please leave a comment below. I'll link everything so that you can easily find stuff. And yes, if you're thinking about joining VIPKid, please use my referral code so I can help you. I would love to help you. I really enjoy it. And thank you for watching. All right, goodbye.